Kia ora. Welcome to Sew, Knit, Create and Repeat, episode I think 17 maybe. You'll know because it'll be down below. Where I talk to you all about my knitting and my sewing and my spinning and all sorts of other stuff. And you'll also hear noises from my neighbours. My name is Carla and I'm coming to you from the North Island, or the east coast of the North Island of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Hopefully it's not too noisy. They're building next door and they've just started. I would have been recording a little bit earlier, but then Jess wanted to come inside and make lunch. Yeah, and I've got the window shut too. I can still hear it. Great. We're just going to keep calm. It's okay. So it has been a little while because I did March vlogs and I didn't film a podcast while I was doing that. Sorry, the sun's coming in that way, so it's making me a little bit glary. Yeah, so I thought, right, today's the day. I haven't really been in the mood in the last few days. But I was colouring my hair today, so I thought might as well get it done. I've got quite a bit to talk to you about. I'm actually getting quite hot now. It was thunderstorms and pouring rain this morning, and now it's warmed up and I'm starting to feel the flush. Yeah, so I suppose we'll get straight into it and yeah, fill you in on bits and pieces as we go. I have comprehensive notes. So I'm going to talk about things I'm finished. So start off with this one. So this was almost done the last time I podcast. So this is my Lovenote, which is knit in one single strand of woolly knit cone British wools. I love it. I love it. I love the colour. I saw this colour on a podcast and I can't remember whose it was, and I just remember thinking I want that, so I ordered this all the way from the UK because I just really wanted it. And I love it. It fits well over my dresses, and even though I'm wearing it with jeans today, I probably wouldn't normally do that, not until my tummy slims down a little bit more. But yeah, I'm stoked. I've done I-cord bind off on the sleeves and around the neck, which gives it just a nice little, just gives those sleeves that little bit of a balloony look. And there's not really much else to say about it, really. I am a bit hot though. Oh, I hope I can cope. But if I open the door there, I guarantee you the neighbours' kids would start screaming, and then we'd have noises on both sides of the house happening. So there's that. So that's the Lovenote, and that's by Tincan Knits. But I mean, everyone knows what the Lovenote is, surely, maybe. My second finished object is my February socks for the year of socks, my year of Kelly socks. Now these have been worn, so they've got some wear on them. Sorry, I've got a bit of a headache and it's like a little migraine thing that shoots down the back of my head. So these are my Diffraction socks. And I've knit these in Broadway hand dyed bittersweet chocolate. So that's this one here. You can see that. Here's the other sock here, so I will show you. So these are designed by Kelly Menzies of Ravelry and Cade's. I am attempting to do my year of socks using all her sock patterns. I was taking bits of fluff off, but you should be able to see that quite nicely. And they are just lovely. I don't really have anything else to say. If you're afraid of knitting socks, I highly recommend Kelly's patterns because, well, I've only ever knit her sock patterns and she just explains things so well. Yeah. So those are the February ones. So I've also cast on my March ones and hopefully I'll have them done soon so I can cast on my April socks. But I'll talk about those later. The next finished object I have, which is buried. Great move, Carla. Ow! Forgot the coat hanger was still attached. You can't really see them, to be honest. They're just pants. Wide leg pants made in linen that I got from Drapers. So like a chocolate coloured linen. They fit really nicely. No pockets. But yeah, they're just a really nice wide leg pant. And they are from an indie pattern designer called Elizabeth Suzanne. You might know her. She made a really popular jumpsuit called the Clyde jumpsuit, I think. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen. And these are called the Florence pants. Now, I've also purchased a top, tunicky top pattern from her. Did I purchase anything else? Maybe one other. I can't remember. And I do have some plans with some fabric, but I'll show you the fabric later. There's that one. Oh, and I've got one more finished object. I have a... So at my work, we've got this old guy. He's an elderly gentleman. He's Māori. He's a what we'd call a kaumātua. So he's an elder, special, elder. And he is a qualified teacher, but he spends most of his time supporting teachers with students. He does some relief work. He teaches some Māori classes. But he spends a lot of time walking around outside, and a few weeks ago we had a bit of a cold snap and I just felt so sorry for him walking around. And he actually lives out of town. He drives half an hour, 45 minutes every day to get to work. And so he's always in quite early, and so am I. So we quite often have a bit of a korero while we're having a cup of tea. And I put out on to a group of friends Kelly's Discord group, Kelly Menzies Discord group, if anyone knew of a pattern that I could put some words on, because I wanted to put like Papa Wee or something like that on it. That's his name, Papa. And Kelly replied with this, which was perfect because it just says Papa. So I didn't have to do any kind of creative stuff. I didn't bother putting wee on it. I just sort of put Papa. And I used that same afternoon, I bought the pattern. I went into town. It was a Friday afternoon. Went and got some jumbo chunky yarn. Super bulky. And I made in our school colours. So the main part of the hat was black, and then that middle section was the maroon. Now I bought the correct yardage, but somehow I've ended up with way too much, so I still have another ball. So Evan doesn't know this, unless he's watching now, but I am actually going to just make a plain one for him because he really liked the thick chunkiness of this wool. So that's what I'll do. I mean, I knit it up in an evening while I was watching TV. It's so quick because you're only casting on like, and I'm not stealing your ideas. You're only casting on. Oh, and also, this is the actual oh no, it isn't. It's not. It's not the actual, I was going to order the actual yarn. No, it's a different one, but it's the same kind of thickness. I think you only cast on something like, yeah, 46 stitches. But I'm going to make it just slightly bigger because Evan's got a big head. He just does. So, yeah. So that was my final, I think, finished object. Now, let's mosey on to things I'm working on right now. We have a few. I do have some works in progress that I haven't worked on in the last month or so, so I'm not going to mention them. But I will show you progress. I did a fair bit of progress on my Battenberg blanket. So I think I've got my width sorted. Maybe, but I mean, these things you can grow. And I've worked down a bit as well. So I think I've added on maybe that much and a little bit, maybe another row or so down. And that's working out really nicely. I did have a disaster. I had made one of these squares and it was sitting with the rest of the ball and the crochet hook on the coffee table there, and ready, still attached to the hook, ready to join as I go. And I got home from work one day and I made myself a beautiful cup of tea and I put it down on the coffee table, and then I promptly just went like that and knocked the whole cup of tea over the coffee table, which had magazines, books, you name it. So I was frantically trying to move things, and in that time the square had become tea stained, and as well as the leftover wool. I think actually a bit of the wool, you can see where I've tried to wind it off. It's quite a pretty colour. Angie suggested that I dye the rest of it with the tea and do some of the squares in that colour. Cheeky tart. Yeah, so, oh, now my pants are falling down. Right. So that's one blanket, and then I thought I'd work on my Cozy Memories blanket because I hadn't done anything on that for a while. And I wanted to start on the second row up because I wanted just to see whether when you attach to from the side, whether it, I just felt like the squares were stretching into rectangles, and I was pretty sure that once you picked up your stitches along there it would pull it back into a square, but I wasn't 100%, so I thought I'd just try, and it has. So it's a bit sticky out here, but I'm sure that will. So that's, it was up to, I think, here when I last showed it. So I've done that, and I've done these two squares here. So these are colours from my Bated Breath shawl, which I'll show you soon. So it's coming along nice, and I really like the colours. And it's just one of those knits that's just, I mean, it's most of this wool. There's some Malabrigo in here, and then there's this one here which is a superwash, and it's really, it is wool, but it's really crusty. But all the other ones are from Sarah at Mamawooling, and her wool is just like butter when you touch it. Oh, it's so nice. So yeah, there's that. I'll stop playing with that. Put that away in there. Then I have the Bated Breath. Bet you just waiting with bated breath. Oh no! I'm in the middle of a row. What a dick. I can't believe I did that. I normally don't. I must have, I think Evan interrupted me. But anyway, I'll show you what I've got so far. So So the Bated Breath shawl is designed by Kelly Menzies of Ravelry. As I said last time, I have stalker vibes because just about everything I'm knitting is from her. And this wool, hopefully you can see that all right, thumbnail, is from Mamawooling. And it's just, I mean, look, it's just gorgeous. The pattern is so feminine. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'll put you away. I've got my next colour. This is my next colour that's going to pull that off the needles. So that's the next colour I'm going to introduce. Away. It's called Trimming the Tree. That's going to be very nice. Might work on that this afternoon. We've got the Easter holidays. And well, we're still talking about socks. This morning, oops, I just finished my first sock, the Coastal Water socks, which are also by Kelly. And this is my first toe-up sock. And it's really interesting because it, you know, she tells you to knit a certain like length or X amount of centimetres short of your desired finished length. And I did that, and I just kept thinking these are going to be too long, they're going to be too, they fit fine. But it's just the way the construction is, because you're knitting backwards from what I'm used to, they just felt like they were really long. But look at this. So this is Ashford undyed wool that I've bought a pack of 10. And I'm dyeing my own sock wool. So I've just started on my second sock. And I have dyed this. Now, every time I take a photo, it shows more kind of, I don't know, sky blue. But it's actually got more turquoise and teal in it. And it's more kind of peacocky. So, yeah, I just thought I needed to dye up something special to go with. Hope you can see that all right. I can't see what you can see. To dye up, to go with a name like Coastal Waters. And actually, the top of this pattern reminds me of a little peacock feather, which just goes really well with my colour choices. So, second sock started this morning, and then I'll be able to work on my April socks. Yeah, but I've got another pattern. Have I got it here? Here's me moving around. Look at me. So this is the other one I've got of Kelly's, and it's a DK pattern. So they're the Ballad of the Tenderfoot. But I don't have any DK wool that has nylon in it, but I thought about adding some mohair and silk, because I read that you could actually do that. So I think, why not? It's not going to hurt. So I might do that. Oh, and that's what I meant to tell you. So when was it last week or the week before, I purchased some new shoes. And these are Doc Martens, and they're a special edition. They are called the Clash. You can see that on the side. These laces are cool. So I have worn these with them, and I've worn my green ones as well, my limerence socks. They just look so cool. Oh dear, I've made a mess. Right, my next little jobby that's on the needles is, just undo that. I cast this on during March sometime. So this is the Thea top by, where did I put the pattern? Oh, there. And it's by, I can't remember who, it's really hard because it says Paula M and then Suzanne Müller, or Müller? So bad. So I was sick a little while ago and I binge watched a heap of Gaynor from Tales from Cuckoo Land. It was either a vlog or a podcast, I don't know what I was watching of hers, and she made this and I thought, that's the vest I've been looking for ages. Like, I've been trying to find a pattern that I like the look of. So I'm not giving anything away by showing you that. So I saw that and I thought, right, I'm just going to spin some yarn up, spin a yarn and make it. Now, when I was doing the vlogs, Diane from U-Tree Yarncraft saw it and she got all inspired and she started, and she's bloody well finished hers. So, but that was good because I was a little bit worried that when I added the rib to the armholes and the neck afterwards, it was going to end up being too wide again. So, Diane's actually, she's put an I-cord cast off, which just bind off, and it just really suits it. So I'm going to copy her and I'm going to do the same thing. So it's probably just as well she did. I did read the instructions wrong initially because you do a provisional cast on. And I cast on too many stitches, so I had to undo the back part. And start again, but that's okay because I was thinking, oh, this is too wide, and then I realized what I'd done, and it was going to make the difference of 1 inch, and I thought that was just too much. I've tried it on now and it fits really, really well. I've probably got another inch to knit, and then I can do some rib to get to the height, the length that I would like. But that, in saying that, I'm still unsure how long I want it, because I'm kind of like, do I want to wear it with pants, or do I want to wear it over dresses, or do I want both? I don't really want it too long if I'm wearing it over a dress. So yes, so this is Ashford Corriedale, I think. They don't actually tell you on the bags, but I have a funny feeling it's Corriedale, and it's just in its natural colour. I ran out of wool at that point there, and that's the new ball there. And I'll probably need, I've got a little bit left on a bobbin, so I could just spin up a little bit more on another bobbin. Oh, don't lose the ends, Carla. And spin up a little bit more on the other bobbin, and just for the edges or whatever. But I think that's turned out really, really well, and it's, oh, it smells nice. Smells nice. I think it's going to block up beautifully, if I might say so myself. So there's that. And I think that's my last whip, sort of. Whew. Oh, I've still got my coffee here. It's nearly cold. Cheers. I have dyed up some of that, some more of that sock, those sock blanks, that sock, naked sock yarn that I bought. So there's another one. That was going to be this month's or last month's socks, but then when I decided to do Coastal Waters, I felt that they needed to be blue, so yes. And then yesterday I did some dyeing. I dyed some fibre because the last quite a few lots of spinning have all been natural colours, and I really was craving some colour. And I'd like to knit some leg warmers, so I have done a couple of different colorways. So I've done this one, which to me reminds me of that kind of swamp weed. But it's got a bit of fluff in there. And I'm spinning on that one now. And then I've got this one, which has turned out, honestly, exactly how I wanted it. So I'm so chuffed. And that's a beautiful sort of dusky, rosy, pinky, mushroomy colour. It's so nice. The sky is the limit. Oh, keep that separate. So there's those. Oh, my singlet keeps riding up. Then I actually totally, even when I was doing my I'm losing my words, people. Even when I was vlogging, I think I forgot. But anyway, I've got, oh no, I think I did show it vlogging. Forgive me if I showed this during my last podcast. I don't think I did. But I did get some fabric. So I've got this as a linen. And that came from the fabric store. And then this is like a stretch pant. Make some pants, but those definitely I'm waiting till I've lost some more weight. This one maybe not, we'll see. And then Drapers had a sale and it was 60% off. Was it Drapers? No, it was Fab Fabrics. So they had 60% off. So I got this chartreuse spun rayon. I don't know what I'm making with them. I just know I like them, so I'll be able to make something. This is a linen. It's got a textured colour. And this one here is a seersucker check linen blend, I think. Can't remember. But you know, when it's 60% off, you grab it. So yeah, I'm going to make, that's what I was going to say. So quite a lot of the patterns that I have sewn are by Meg and her team at So Liberated, and they've put out a course called The Creative Hinterland, which teaches you how to hack the pattern, but it also teaches you lots of kind of pattern making and all those kind of tips and tricks. So I purchased the course. I haven't done much with it yet. I thought these holidays would be my time. So I think I'm going to use that to make the dress that I would really like to make from that pattern. So there's that. And I think we've managed to get through the whole lot without too much palaver. Now behind me you'll see this blanket covering my TV. This blanket was made by my nana for my daughter. I have one. Mine is somewhere in storage and I'm not entirely sure where it is, so I've got to try and find it. But we discovered, Jess had it sort of in a pile somewhere, that it had a moth hole in it. So I got her to bring it inside and I repaired it, but and then it was covered in pills. I'll show you. I sat while watching TV and I used my little embroidery scissors and I cut all this fluff off this blanket. So it looks a lot better now, but it does, now we've got bits everywhere, it does need a wash. And I have noticed a couple of little weak points you can see up there. and yeah, there might be the odd one, so I'll repair those as well. It was a bit hard to see, so yeah. And then I was talking to my nana on the phone, and because, you know, she spun, she knitted, she did everything, but she has macular degeneration in her eye. She's 92, so she can't really see to knit or do anything anymore. And she just happened to say that the jerseys that she's wearing are all gone into holes, and one of my aunties apparently was growling her. And I said to her, would you like me to knit you a jersey, Nana? So I'm going to go down in the next week or two, and we're going to have a look, and we're going to knit Nana a jersey. I hope she wants it on DK. But if she doesn't, she wants it fingering weight, she can have fingering weight because at her age she can have whatever she likes. And I think I've remembered everything that I put on my little list. Oh dear. I guess that's it. Maybe. I can't even report, like, I haven't really been up to much. I mean, I did the March vlogs, and then we had our last week at work, and I've got school holidays now, so I'm just going to be doing odd jobs around the house for the next couple of weeks. If anything interesting crops up, I'll vlog it, but yeah, in the interim, I think I'm going to say goodbye now, just because I do have a headache and I'm really hot. And yeah, but I really wanted to catch up with you all and get this video up and running and out, and then it'll be a little bit easier next time because I won't feel like it's just hanging over my head. So take care. I'm sorry if I've forgotten anything, and I hope you all have had a wonderful Easter, and yeah, just take care. Ka kite.